Scary story time. So this story comes from a fellow follower named Diana, and this is her submission. So, hope you guys enjoy. Hello. I have maybe about 3 stories to tell about Montebello, and everything has to do with the back rooms. I worked at Disney's store, which had the elevator as well to go dump the trash. Mainly the elevators in the back rooms were always haunted by several entities. And my first experience happened while I was closing one night with 2 of my coworkers, and we were going to dump the trash, and we heard running in the hallways. And knowing that there's no kids in the back, we found it kind of odd. My coworkers were there for a while, and they would tell me stories about several entities that they saw or heard in the elevators or in the hallway, especially the fire escape. In the fire escape, there's a little boy running up and down the stairs, and in the halls, I heard a little kid laughing while we went to go dump the trash. And they both told me, yeah, it's a little boy who wants to play. And one of my friends said, we are busy. We could play later. And you hear the little boy say, okay. At another time, I was closing with my manager. She hated to work at night by herself in the back because she heard things move or heard people talking, and she doesn't like to be scared. So I was working with her in the back, putting some stuff away, and in the back room, we had a very tall shelf to stock our items and some high value items as well. So as I'm putting some plush dolls away, we had a very big Mickey that was the size of maybe a 10-year-old. So I was putting away some plush dolls, and the plush Mickey was on top of one of the top shelves. And we get to that shelf, we had to climb a ladder to grab it anyways. As I was putting away some stuff, I was about maybe 10 feet away from Mickey, and he fell over. But Mickey was on a shelf very high and on the opposite side of where I was, there was no way I could have pushed him over. And when he fell, I heard giggling of several kids. And I told my manager, hey, did you move Mickey? She said no. I was counting the money on the cash registers. And I told her, Mickey fell, and I was nowhere near him. She responded by saying, see, I told you the kids are back. The last one was on my last day of working for Disney, and I was getting my stuff to go home when I felt somebody pulling on my shirt. And I thought it was one of my friends, but there was no one there. So I shrugged it off like nothing happened. So as I was leaving, I felt the tug again. But when I turned around, I saw a little boy saying, can I go home with you? And I said, where did you come from? You're not supposed to be back here. Other than the people that worked there, he giggled and he ran towards the elevators when I ran after him, and then he disappeared. I went to the front to tell my coworkers, and they said, yeah, he does it all the time. And the only way I could describe this little boy was that he was not from our time. He was dressed in older clothing, like 70s or 60s clothing, and then with the short haircut. But she didn't hear anything about spreading ashes, but I do know people like standing near the door going to the back rooms. So the reason why she mentioned that, like, the not spreading the ashes, is because, as mentioned in my previous videos at the Montclair Plaza, as mentioned, I had a friend that used to work for Disney before, and people were known to just be really strange and decide to spread their ashes since they couldn't go to Disneyland. And since, a lot of people have this habit of spreading ashes, they love to spread them everywhere. So I'm kind of glad to hear that, she confirmed that there was no ashes that was being tossed in her store. So, which is great. But thank you so much, Diana, for submitting your scary spooky story. I hope you guys really enjoyed it as much as I did. And if you guys have any scary stories that you would like to share, don't hesitate to go ahead and DM me directly into my inbox, or you can go ahead and email me at scarystorytime333@gmail.com, or you may go ahead and directly message me or send a voice message to my Instagram at o.k.tomahawk. I'll be waiting for you guys to tell me your scary stories, so I'll be waiting.